Yun. Good evening, guys. Good evening sa inyo. Good evening to everyone. Yun, happy Thursday no sa mga nanonood dyan. So, yan. So, we have hello from Rommel. Just be better, no? Good day, sir. So, yan. So, Limited HD. Si Bakrid. Nandyan. Si Shua Shua. Yan, no? Si BM, Boss BM nandyan. Boss BM, tara. Yan, so Sir Loran, si Jade nandyan, si Jay-Z, si Medyo Pogi, no? Maganda. Sige. Pati kayo dyan. So let's wait for others muna, no? Siguro let's wait for few minutes, no? Ayan, hello Nikki. Kamusta sa inyo? Magandang gabi. So please share the video, no? Share the video, no? Kasi nga it's a very special night for us kasi parang lalayo muna tayo konti, no? Sa NFT games, sa mga NFT collectibles, sa crypto. So, parang ano tayo? It's a new world for you guys, no? Means iba, no? It's a new world for some of you guys, no? Kasi nga we'll talk about stock market, no? And kasi requested to sa atin, no? Sa mga live natin, minsan napapahapyawan ko 'yan, minsan na didiscuss ko ng paunti-unti, but yun nga, may mga request, no? May nagme-message sa akin, may nagtatag na hopefully may discussions, no? About stock market naman kasi nga of course we want to diversify as much as possible. Alam natin how risky NFTs are, yung cryptocurrency, no? So isang iglap, pwedeng mawala lahat ng pera nyo. So that's why it's very important to diversify your assets, no? And wala naman mawawala, guys, no? Kung mag-tune in lang kayo, have an open mind, no? Buksan nyo lang yung isip nyo and get that idea rin, no? Kuha lang kayo ng idea. There's some investment instruments din other than NFTs and crypto, no? So mas maganda, the more the merrier, no? So alam naman natin yung mga mayayaman talaga, yung mga wealthiest men sa buong mundo, no? They really have stock market investments, no? So hindi lang crypto and NFTs. So we want to know more about it, and of course in-invite natin yung ating mga buting kaibigan from our friends from Rampver, no? Especially yan, guest speaker mamaya. Tatawagin natin si Miss Kim Saiyo, no? Yeah, magandang gabi. So we are also live in actually in Facebook din, no? So we are yan. So please share, no? Please share the video. Tag your friends na mga gustong matuto the basics of stock market, no? And the importance of it. Kasi ako personally, I have my own stock market investment. Hindi lang sa cryptocurrency and NFTs, no? Yan. So ayos. So yan. So, may mga humahabol pa. Ayos. Nakahabol, no? Ayan. So kung mga questions kayo, guys, no? So mamaya introduce natin yung guest speaker natin. And if you have questions, no, sulat nyo lang dyan or type nyo lang sa comment section. Sasagutin natin mamaya at the end of the presentation. So kinompress naman ni Miss Kim, no, yung kanyang presentation para at least yung mga questions yung masagot namin mamaya. Okay? Salamat sa free lesson na naman, no? Pang long run to, pang long term tong, kumbaga you have your NFT crypto pang madali, no? But of course we want long term investments din, no? Like stock market, no? Yan. So sige, 6 minutes na, no? So without further ado, let me introduce, no, our guest speaker for tonight. And again, our friend from Rampver Financial, Miss Kim Saiyo. Hi, Miss Kim. Sorry, hindi ka
Hi! Hi,
Yan,
good
so Miss
evening.
Kim. Yan, good evening.
Kamusta, sir?
Yan, okay naman. So again, this is a special request, no, sa mga viewers natin, sa mga community natin na they also want to know, no, about stock market, especially for those na wala talagang kalam-alam din or hindi pa nila na-encounter tong stock market kasi some of them talagang namulat sa NFT lang, no, sa cryptocurrency, and we all know na may mga ibang asset classes pa na pwede rin naman kumaga pag-investan.
Yes, totoo naman. Ako, I'm very honored to be here, especially like yun nga dati napapanood ko lang to and this time like ako na yung mag-share ng little knowledge na meron ako and I'm glad to share it to everyone. So I hope you learn a bit later on and I'm so excited for today.
Yan. So sabi nga ni Jaykin, ito yung learning time for us, no? Not just NFT guys, no?
Yes.
So ayun lang, just have an open mind, no? Get ideas lang and then it's up to you pa naman at the end of the day, no? If you really want to do it, no? And yun lang, let's have a learning night. So, Miss Kim, take it away.
Thank you, thank you. Good evening everyone. So, kung nasa Facebook kayo, hello, or nasa YouTube kayo watching, hello. So, I hope you guys are doing good and doing great. So, actually, nasa 8 a.m. na, no? So, 8 p.m. na. So, kumbaga parang ito yung dinner time na talaga ng everybody. And thank you for staying here and for watching and joining us, no? So, as mentioned by Sir Laurent, no? So, for tonight, so this would be about basic on stock market and then the benefits of why is it important to have your investment journey, not just yun nga not just in NFT, not just in crypto. There are a lot of investment securities that you can invest on in today's world, no? Lalo pat ang daming nagsisilabasan. So really, we are exposed in this kind of securities. So, importante din talaga that yun nga we are also open in a lot of securities, a lot of diversification na pwede natin paglagyan ng ating mga kayamanan or ng ating assets, no? So, yeah, so for today, bear with me. So, I'll share with you a little bit of knowledge that I have. So, good evening. So, again, this is Kim Saiyo from Rampver Financials. I am a Senior Business Development Officer of Rampver. So, just to share with you, actually, we are also active in YouTube. So, if you can check out our YouTube channel, no, so you can search on Rampver Financials. So, as you can see here, the ones that we are posting in our YouTube channel is not also limited to the products that we offer. So, our very own Boss Rex, if you can see the man at the upper portion picture, he also shares his inputs about investing in cryptocurrencies, no. We also have our own SVP, Janice Fernando. She shared naman the quick tips on how you can increase your worth and of course the effective retirement planning. I know all of us, we will be retiring, so it's just a matter of time, no, but the earlier the better that you can start, it's really the better because you can really prepare for the future. So in our YouTube channel, we also sharing latest market updates or insights, latest product recommendations, personal finance tips, growth and life development tips, and many, many more. So not limited to that, we have a lot of things that you can check also. So if you have your phone with you, you can scan this QR code or you can just search Rampver Financials in YouTube. And of course, allow me to invite you also. We have a Viber community in case you want to get posted of the updates on what's been going on with Rampver, what's the latest news about us. So you can check it out in our Viber community. You can also download free stickers in Viber. And of course, allow me to introduce to you Rampver Financial since Laurent mentioned that you have an NFT already, you have a crypto already. So I'm not really sure if you heard Rampver Financials. So just to give you a little bit of background, Rampver Financials is the most complete open architecture company in the financial services industry. So we are a biggest distributor of mutual fund investments in the country. Likewise, we're not limited to mutual funds, but we also cater life insurances, non-life insurances, travel, health insurance, medical, no? And we are also doing asset management, advisory, financial planning, training, and consulting. So those are the services that we are offering to the public. As I say that we are the most complete open architecture, so allow me to share with you the partners that we have in the market. So in terms of mutual funds, so for those who have mutual fund investments, so these are the partner companies that we have. We have Soldivo Funds here, we have ATR Asset Management, we have Sun Life Asset Management, Philam Asset Management, First Metro, and Philequity. But of course, we also have stock trading. So if you are invested in COL, so these are also other platforms that you can invest in or you can open an account in. No, we also have my trade, and you trade. And of course, we also have life insurance, non-life, and healthcare. So as you can see here, there are a lot of logos on the screen. These are the partner companies that we have. So just to share with you, so our president, Mr. Rex Mendoza, he is also a national bestseller author of these two amazing books. No, if you don't have a copy of this, you can grab it at National Bookstore. First is we have the Trailblazing Success, and then of course we have the Firing on All Cylinder. So I know all of you guys have your investments already. So but this time, if there are some of you na wala pa talagang kumbaga parang they weren't able to start yet their investing journey, and you are planning to start, but the question is, how are you going to do it? How are you going to start? So if you want to get things started, usually our plan is really to get a fund manager that will handle our money, that will handle our wealth. Wherein we just have to give it up to them and let the fund manager do their work. But we know that it will really cost us a lot. And by doing, I know that by doing the NFTs and cryptocurrencies, I know that you're not just doing it for the sake of the mere fact that you're doing it, but also you're doing it because you have a goal. You have a financial goal within you that you want to achieve. Do you want to achieve after quite some time, no, or in the future? So, just to give you the, in a way, samples of goals that we have. I know all of us have this. And first is we have the retirement fund. We also have that goal in our educational fund in case we want to study further in the future. You know, like let's say I met a friend wherein she's um she's a graphic designer, and actually she's into NFT, and she's already started to design, no. So sabi ko nga, parang you can already start putting something for your future, you know. So these are just examples. Of course, we have the dream house, you also have your travel funds, and of course for your business. So as by saying that we have a goals, we have a dreams that we have in life, alam ko much better that we have to, in a way, put a deadline on that. Kasi alam naman natin na, like let's say, if you're just going to do it open-ended, like let's say, if you have a goal to retire early, how early is early? How early is early? Like let's say, you put a number on that. You want to retire at the age of 30? You want to retire at the age of 40? Then do it. Then put it in your paper or anything, no, na nilalagyan mo ng goals mo, so that you have a visibility na oo nga, no, ito pala yung dreams ko, ito pala yung goals ko that I want to achieve in the future. And I remember the quote by our own boss Rex that says goals without deadlines are just dreams. And true enough, kasi if you're just going to put a goal open ended, then you don't have that kind of sense of urgency na oo nga, no, ito yung goal ko, pero okay lang kung kailan ko lang siya ma-achieve, then let it be, ganyan. So better that if you have a goal in mind, really put it into something and put a deadline into that. If you are someone that you're planning to get married, then when will be that time? When will you be getting married? If you're currently in your 20s, and if you want to get married at the age of 30 maybe, ganyan, then put a number. At what age? Is it 31, 32, ganyan? Because, yun nga having goals without deadlines are really just dreams. And crucial at some point, naalala ko na mention ni Sir Laurent that almost, no, yung kaniyang audience is nasa around 20s to 30s. So, ako, I'm also in my 20s, and it's somehow a crucial point in our lives wherein you want to have freedom, you want to have your own time where you get to enjoy, where you get to spend your free time and do the things that you want to do. But then there were instances where we neglect our future. Yes, sabihin natin na bata pa tayo, but hindi dapat natin sinasantabi that later on, tatanda din tayo. Later on, magre-retire din tayo, and later on, we will be having our own family. And ako, this is very important to me that we identify what point are we in life really. So just to share with you, so this is the three financial stages of someone's life. No? So later on, maybe you can check on saang stage na ba ako? Am I at the starting point? Am I at the middle? Or am I at already at the last stage of financial stage that I have, no? So first, a financial stage of someone's life is man at work. So bakit po ba man at work? We all know, almost all of us, we are working. We are earning. And everything that we are earning, we are also spending. And tulad ko, if nung nagsa-start ako and I don't have that sense of preparing for my future, everything that I earned, I also spend. So I don't have savings at all. Kasi yun nga parang you're just trying to make ends meet na gasta ka ng gasta and wala ka nang pakialam. Okay lang kahit wala akong savings. Sahod na naman na next week, ganyan. Meron namang bonus after this time, ganon. So, yun in man at work, it's just a circle of it's just a cycle of you working, you are earning, and you're also spending everything that you earn. But the moment you realize and the moment you think and started to do something for your future, and not just doing something only that you're just setting aside, but it's doing that you are investing already for your future. So dito na papasok that you are already stepping inside in second stage of financial life, no, we're in man and money at work, because you are still working, you are still spending, but then excuse me, you're still spending, but then you are now setting aside a portion of what you earn for your future. So yun naman ang maganda kasi hindi na lang ikaw yung nag-work, but you also have your money working for you. Okay, so that's the second stage of someone's life, and now we go next with the third financial stage, no? So third financial stage is money at work. So money at work na lang because ito yung mga times wherein you are already retired and you don't have to work anymore. But then, since ikaw nag-ready ka on the second financial stage of your life, nag-ready ka for your future, so now is the time that your money is now working for you. So you just, in a way, enjoying the life that you have, and you don't, in a way, worry anymore, like meron ka pa bang gagastusin, meron ka pa bang pera that you will be spending for your leisure, for your needs, or for your anything, no, for anything that you want to do. So these are the financial stages that we have in life. So if you are in your 20s, I pray that you get to realize that doesn't matter how young you are, what matters is the earlier that you can start preparing for your future, the better that you, in a way, enjoy, your life later on. So those are the financial stages in life. So since this will be the basic about stocks, the basic about, in a way, investing in stock market. So ano nga ba yung stocks? So since we are already discussing these financial stages, ganyan, and then kayo, you have your own investments already. So ano ba yung stocks? So this is an aspect of investment also that you can, in a way, diversify your assets. So stocks is a financial instrument that represents ownership in a company or a corporation and represents a proportionate claim on its asset, no? So ito naman yung maganda kasi when you are owning a shares of a company, ibig sabihin you are a partial owner, no? You are also sharing the ownership. So like let's say if you are already in investing, and like let's say you are invested in Ali, so it doesn't matter how small, it doesn't matter how big your investment is, as long as you own a share in that of that company, it means that you are a, in a way, uh, shareholder, of that company. So those are that is stocks, no? But there were two kinds of stocks. So first is the common shares, and then next is the preferred shares. So ano nga ba si common shares? So common shares is actually means an ordinary type of shares wherein this usually carry a voting right, no, that enables the common shareholder to have a say in corporate meetings like annual shareholders meeting. So if you are owning a ordinary shares or common shares in a company, so ibig sabihin you have the right to, like let's say yung mga shareholders meeting nila, you have the right to vote, you have the right to transparency, and of course you also have the right to dividend, no? But then in a preferred shares naman, which is another type of stock. So preferred shareholders have a priority over common shares. So preferred shares actually wala siyang voting rights, but then in a way medyo mataas yung level niya than the common share, no? So yung mga preferred shareholders, sila yung may uh, in a way level of priority in terms of receiving dividends, in terms of uh, liquidifying assets, no, like let's say later on, if something that will happen to a company, then ibig sabihin, no, si preferred shares sila yung merong unang right to have that before the common shares. So bakit nga ba yung mga stocks na to, yung mga companies na to, nag-i-issue sila ng shares? So for today, alam naman natin there are a lot of companies, no, giant companies na meron tayo out in the market. But we all know that they also started small. They also started like let's say a private entity lang or a small entity ganyan. So kumbaga parang for this, all they have to do is really to issue or to grow a capital so that they can in a way make their company grow, and at the same time they could expand the business. They can expand like let's say yung um, locations nila, not just locally but maybe globally, ganyan. So, kaya sila nag-i-issue ng shares so that they could build a capital. They could build a money that they will be needing for that expansion, no, na meron sila. So, in order for them to make the transition from, it could be an idea lang, then they want to put it into action. So, they need to list issuing shares, no, so that they could gain a capital. So, ito yung mga resources nila kung bakit sila kumbaga nag-i-issue ng shares. So like let's say, for this one naman, um, listing shares. So for this listing shares, so dito na nagbabago, like let's say, di ba kunyari, kanina yung mga companies natin, they started small. But then if they want to really build a big capital, if they want to expand, no, their business, they have to list their company. They have to issue or they have to open it to the public. So like let's say if I own a private corporation or like let's say a family corporation and I want to have it listed, no, in our stock market. So that's the time wherein they will sell their shares to the public through an initial public offering or tinatawag natin na IPO, you know. So recently, actually, Rampver Financials held an event about the IPO launching of CREIT, no, Citicore REIT. So yun, so those are the sample of investments or assets or companies that is selling their shares, no, in the public. So once the company shares are listed in a stock exchange, so that's the time wherein the trade can commence, no. So the prices of these shares fluctuates actually on a daily basis, and there were people also that trading, no, intraday naman. So when we say intraday, so sila yung mga nagti-trade ng investments nila on a daily, parang with like every hour ganyan or maybe a minutes ganon. So yun yung mga trading factors also, you know, ng stock market. So yan. So as mentioned, so since once na mag-IPO na, mag-public na yung companies na to, so we have what we call yung ating stock exchange, no. So our stock exchange here in the Philippines is PSEI actually. So these are the secondary markets where existing shareholders can transact with potential buyers, no. So you can sell your shares, you can buy also your shares. So it is really important to understand that the corporations listed in PSEI in stock markets do not buy or sell their own shares on a regular basis. Na itong mga companies na to, once na mag-sell ka ng shares mo, so there will also buyers that will going to buy it for you. So if you're also going to sell it, there will also buyers na bibili sa'yo, and in a way vice versa, no, kapag magsisell ka. So when you buy a share of stock in the stock market, so yun nga, parang you're not buying it from the company, you are buying it from someone shareholder, no, that is selling it. So likewise also when you are buying. So the price of the shares on the stock market can be set in a number of ways. So the most way is through an auction, ganyan, or It could be a process also of buyers and seller place bids and offers to buy or sell. So you indicate kung magkano ba yung price na gusto mong mabili or kung magkano yung price also na gusto mong mabenta. So for this time, this is where I'm going to in a way dwell, because there are a lot of people, they are in a way starting their journey in investing, but then they don't have a proper knowledge or proper in a way understanding of why is it really important to start their investing journey. So bakit nga ba important na makapag-start ka ng iyong investing journey? So I'll be sharing with you the 8 benefits of investing in the stock market. No? So first that I have here is the gains received. So in the stock market, so you have the ability, to generate kinds of gains wherein um, usually ito nga mas maraming tao yung nakaka-capture nila or mas naa-attract sila because of the earning potential na meron yung market natin. So stock markets have always stood the test of time. So it's really proven na all throughout the years, no. So it's usually rising in value over time. So even though individual stock values fluctuate daily, so according to historical data, but it also goes up, no, over time. So investing in companies with a consistent growth pattern and increased earnings every quarter or every semi-annual or in annual basis. So these industries contribute to the country's economic growth. So alam naman natin yun, they are really the great factor, of our economy. So this will result in steadily developing your wealth and growing the value of your investment over time. So like let's say as the value of your investment grows up, there is also gain dun sa pinag-i-invest mo, no? Wherein long-term investment in certain stocks is a guarantee of gain in the stock market. But there are a lot of people that doing it on a daily basis. So they're just coming in, out, ganyan. So those are people that are knowledgeable already and they know what they are doing. But there are also type of investors wherein they invested in the stock market for the sake of growth, potential growth of the money, of the assets that they put in that investment. So, depende sa inyo. But then, yun nga there's a lot of potential that you can gain in stock market. So, that is the first benefit. And then, next benefit that you can gain in investing in stock market is safety against inflation. So, alam naman natin that inflation is really high this time. But the fundamental goal of investment really is to guarantee our future. But we have to keep track kung ano ba yung inflation natin. Because if we're just going to put our money in the bank, we're just going to keep it in a savings with a low guarantee of returns, then for sure the value of the assets or the value of the money that we have is also declining because of the growing inflation that we have now. So the gains will be the gains that you have for the stock market. So yun yung panlaban mo sa inflation, that doesn't matter how they go up and down, you know that your money is not just in one assets that giving you in a way 1% or 2%, ganon. So stock markets and benchmark indices have consistently outperformed inflation. So that's given. That's given also, no. That's proven by historical data, no. Na yung performance ng stock market natin, it already outperformed the inflation that we have. And then this time, so actually this is one of my favorite benefits of investing in a stock market, because stock market is also liquid. So stocks are considered liquid assets since they are easily converted to cash. No, you can sell anytime the shares that you have and turn it into cash and have a large number of purchasers. Kasi ang daming nakapila, ang daming traders, ang dami ng mga investors that in the stock market na meron tayo on a daily basis, no? So the same cannot be said for all assets. Some such as real estate. So yun yung mga real estate na yun, yung mga mahirap ibenta But then for the stock market, you can sell it anytime, no? As long as the trading day is open. So if the average volume of transactions is high, then most likely that there are multiple buyers and sellers for that specific stocks, no? So ganun na siya kadali, ganun siya ka-liquid, no? So if you are already invested in stock market, kaya yung mga tao, they were able to do it on a daily basis, no? That they were able to buy and sell at the same time. So the next benefit naman of investing in a stock market is transparency. Because we really need this. We really need transparency in everything that we do, you know. So for our country, so um transparency, because since yun nga we are regulated by the SEC, by the PSEI, no, we're in, ito naman talaga ang maganda kasi yung mga platforms natin, everything is online. So you can really see yung mga performance, and at the same time details about the company, details about the assets, no, na pinurchase mo. So this means that when investor is invested in the stock market, so not only his money but also his rights as an investor is also protected, no, by a regulatory body. So yun naman ang maganda. Pero there are a lot of scams have been going on lately. So before you invest into something, better to check it really carefully if they are really regulated by the SEC, para lang at least kumbaga parang hindi ka na din maging subject to ano, no, subject to scam, and maging in a way kumbaga parang ano ka pa, parang maging biktima ka pa, no, ng mga scams na meron in the public. And then of course we have here next benefit of investing in stock market is flexible. Because for a beginner in the stock market, the road isn't easy, and the risk needs to be smaller. So yun naman talaga, kung ikaw, you are just starting your journey in investing, I am not really suggesting that you will start it in stock market. Better to put it in other securities first, no? Like let's say we have mutual funds. So at least mutual funds, it is highly managed by a fund manager. But then in a way you can also do it simultaneously. Na you already have your investment in mutual funds, but you also starting your journey in the stock market, so that you can in a way compare, like how did I perform, how did my mutual funds perform, so that you can visualize saan ba yung mas maganda, ikaw that you are starting or the fund managers who are in, they are really kumbaga parang specialized, no, in that job, and that's their full-time job, that's what they're doing in a daily basis. So for those of you guys out there that just starting the journey, better not to start really in a stock market, better to put something in other investment first and study, really study further before you start your journey in a stock market, because there are a lot of risk out there. There's a potential that you could lose all the money, all the assets that you have in the stock market. But good thing is that there's also a higher probability that you could double the assets that you have in the stock market. Pero yun madaming mga tao wherein they are captivated by the gains, but they don't have the proper knowledge and understanding how does it really work. So I tell you that before you start your journey, better to study first what you are doing, so that in a way hindi ka din magkakaroon ng problem, no, in the future. So that's the other benefit that you can have in investing in stock market. And then second to the last benefit is first is dividend. So in a stock market, yun naman ang maganda, because these companies, so they are issuing dividends, no? So it could also be in your additional income, wherein kumbaga parang if you are expecting that on a monthly basis or in a quarterly basis you want to receive something, then you can choose companies wherein they are issuing regular dividends, no, merong mga ganong companies naman. So kung yun yung habol mo sa isang company, then you can have it in a stock market. So better to check lang kung anong mga companies ang magandang pag-investan wherein they're paying dividends regularly. And then lastly is the ownership. So ito naman yung maganda, because investing in stock of a certain company, so the investor buys an ownership stake in the company, no? So it offers them a sense of belonging to the company you enjoy. So this just amplifies that as a shareholder, you as an investor, they have a say on how the corporation makes choices and how can vote on those decisions. So like let's say if there are changes in that company, you as an investor, you as a shareholder, you have the right to vote. You have the right to have your say, no, in that company, because yun nga you own a portion of that company. So bakit nga ba importante? We're going to go back to that question. Why you should start investing in stock market if you haven't started, no? So while there's some valid reasons not to buy, especially if you are just starting, because but there are also potential outweighs, no, like the risks for some people, for those who are not really exposed talaga on this. So almost always, so it's a good idea to invest in stocks when the stock market is an all-time high. So that's what other people is thinking, kasi yun nga they're just looking for gains, they're just aiming for gains, that the value of their investment goes up. But then it's also a good time that you're going to start your investing journey when the market is also down. Kasi 'di ba, it's also a matter of prices eh. It's also a matter of how many shares do you own in that company. Kasi yung bilangan ngayon kung gaano kalaking shares yung pagmamay-ari mo in that company, no? So meanwhile, yung stocks na to, yes, they can recover. It could be like yun nga with this pandemic that we have, last March 2020, the our stock market goes down at around 4,000, but currently it's around 7,000 already. So kung titingnan natin, yes, doesn't matter what happened, the stock market will always go up over time. So it doesn't matter how bad the economy this time, after a while it will really goes back. It will really bounce back, no? So it's already proven with the 1997 financial crisis, and also with the 2000 2007 2008 financial crisis that we have. So it's also happening this time, started 2020, 2021, and 2022. So we all know, yes, the market is currently in a way bouncing back, but after a while. So after a while, we can see again yung pre-pandemic na level natin, no? And we're really hoping for that, no? So yun naman siya. So for those of you guys who wants to start their journey in investing, so you can open, like it would be in COL, in other platforms like we have MyTrade, we have UTrade. So there are a lot of platforms that you can start your investing journey. But I suggest that you read first, that you study first before you can start, no? And for those naman na beginners and they don't have any idea yet like how really the stock market works, and they are somehow afraid of risk, so I suggest that you start in the meantime in the stock market, in mutual funds, no, while you are studying on how you can do your journey or how you can start your journey in a stock market. So just to share with you, since Rampver Financials is partnered with different mutual fund companies, we have a different type of mutual funds that could be suited for you, for your goal and your financial capability. So just to share with you, I have here four types of mutual funds that you can invest if you are going to start your investing journey. So we have here a bond fund, money market fund, stock fund, and then the balance fund. So in a bond fund, so these are for those clients who are conservative. They don't want to really expose in risk. So in terms of compositions, bond fund are invested in fixed income instruments with an objective of stability plus reasonable growth of your capital, but of course with an average earnings of around 4 to 6%. But if you are in a way, you have a shorter goal, like let's say 1 year lang, yun lang yung goal mo, but then ayaw mo din talaga ng risk. So than putting your money in a bank, I suggest and recommend that you can also put some in money market. Hindi ko po sinasabi that we're going to put every money that we have in a bank in the money market, because kailangan pa din natin ng cash in case of emergency. So we really have to set aside an emergency in a bank wherein you can get anytime, that you can access anytime there's an emergency. But for those naman na hindi mo din talaga kailangan, you can put it in money market, because this is shorter kind of fixed income, but you can have that stability of your capital plus minimal growth. So I think the 2% average earnings is higher than the percentage that the banks have been giving. And then of course we have here the stock fund. So these are the funds, no, invested in the stock market, no, or what we call the equity funds. So if you have a goal, a long-term goal, so you can start investing in stock market, or you can also start investing in mutual funds, and you can put it in a stock fund or an equity fund, no, with an average earnings of around 18%. So good thing naman about this mutual fund companies, so they are managed already by a professional fund managers. So you don't have to worry, you don't have to in a way study the market. If you are just starting, you don't have to like study the technical or the fundamental analysis out there of the companies that you want to invest in. So these fund managers, so they are the ones to do it for you. But then lastly, so we have here a balance fund. So these are the last type of mutual fund, no, wherein this is a combination of stock fund and then a bond fund. So if you have a moderate type of goals, then you can put it in a bond fund, in a balance fund, no, wherein this is a medium to long term for moderate investors, wherein average earnings is around 12%. So these are just four types of mutual funds. So in terms of choices, there are a lot of mutual funds that you can invest in the market. But the question is, suited ba yun sa'yo? Bagay ba yun sa goal mo? Is it aligned in your capability as an investor? Is it aligned with your goal and your time horizon? But the question always is, when you are going to start your investing journey, it could be in mutual funds, you're going to start a mutual fund, or if you want to start your journey in a stock market, the question always that goes back to my mind is, ano ba yung goal na meron ako? Kung ang goal ko is for retirement, and if I'm going to invest in this company, can this really grow? Can this really have a full potential in terms of growth after some time or after number of years? Kasi yun naman yung importante. We are putting money in one security, we are putting money in one assets because we want to earn. We want to earn. And by that earnings, we know that we want to achieve yung goals na meron tayo. So with this, guys, if you want to start your journey in mutual funds or in stock investing, so there are really easy requirements lang for you to start. So like, let's say if you want to start your journey in investing in mutual funds, so I just have here the few requirements. Of course, your two valid IDs, your TIN, you have to fill out lang the account opening forms, the data privacy, and then the proof of payment. So those are just the requirements needed if you want to start your journey in a mutual fund. But in case that you want to start your journey with mutual stocks investing, then we have a links for that. It could be in platform available in Rampver is we have My Trade and You Trade, but COL is also out there. Ano pa bang meron? The Investogram is also there, ganon. So there are a lot of platforms, but better to check first kung ano bang okay sa inyo. But yun nga, for everything that you do, always go back to that question. Ano ba yung goal na meron ako? So that for everything that you will be doing later on, you'll always be aligned, no? Para sa goal mo in the future. So that's it for me today. Again, please be part of our growing family. Kindly subscribe to our YouTube channel today, and for any inquiries naman, you can message Sir Laurent, or you can also send me an email at kim.saiyo@rampver.com, and that's it. So we are now open to question and answer portion. So that's it for me, Sir Laurent. Thank you so much.
Yun. Yan. So, question and answer tayo. At least makita ni... Ayan. Ayan si Miss Jung nandyan, no? Nandyan si Miss Jung.
Hi,
Nandyan
Miss
si Miss
Jung.
Jung. Hi guys, yan. So may mga questions dito. Applicable po ba yung sinasabi ni Ma'am sa crypto na pag bounce back yung market? Nagba-bounce back? Nagba-bounce back ba yung
Applicable din
market?
po ba yung sinasabi ni Ma'am sa crypto na nagba-bounce back yung market? So, actually, it's kind of similar din naman, no? Kasi yun nga, same lang din naman in a way yung structure nila. But with the crypto kasi, kumbaga, magkaiba lang siya. Kasi with the stock market, it's really composed of the supply and demand. But then for the crypto, yes, it's also like that. But yun nga there are a lot of factors kasi that you have to consider in crypto. I think Sir Laurent could best explain and give input on this one.
Sa akin it's different, I think, no, yung sa crypto kasi pag medyo bumaba na, kasi most of the time, no, it's either most of the time based on my experience, no, especially for NFT projects, no, unless these are big cryptos like Bitcoin, usually tataas pa talaga, no. So usually Ethereum tataas pa, but for other coins na hindi ganun kalaki, or yung project is not that big talaga na walang fundamentals ba, no. So I think hindi katulad kasi sa stocks, ma'am, 'di ba, na I mean pag bumagsak yung Jollibee shares, pag bumagsak yung Ayala shares, alam natin na the business will continue pa din, 'di ba? It will
Yes.
generate income pa din, and tataas pa rin talaga yung market, no. Yan.
Yes.
So,
So yun naman yung basis talaga no, in the stock market since we are invested in a company that we know meron silang business meron silang ongoing business. So if something's going on na bumababa yung market, then ibig sabihin merong nangyayari within. But as the business continues, as the business goes on, it will in a way goes back again, no? So yeah.
yan
Hi Sir
guys. So if you
Eric,
have
good evening.
yan, si Sir Eric nandyan. So guys, if you have questions, no, so sa mga nagtatanong kasi before daw when I only have one valid ID, meron po ba akong pwedeng pag-open ng account?
Actually, yes, you can open at least one valid ID naman. But there were instances kasi that our clients, yung ID nila sa forms and ID nila sa yung signature nila sa forms and signature nila sa ID are different, no? That's why we are suggesting two valid ID so that kung ano yung pinakamalapit na signature. Kasi alam naman natin that not signatures are the same. My signature from one ID is different to signature from another ID. So, kung
Yeah.
alin po yung malapit, so if you have like, yung mga primary IDs natin, like we have the passport, the UMID, the SSS, or TIN, ganyan. So, you can already open an account naman.
Yun. So guys, if you have questions na post, kasi before, ang dami yung tanong regarding sa pag-open. So we have right now, no, si Miss Kim, no, from Rampver para at least masagot natin yung mga questions nyo, no. And sorry din for the short notice, no, ng ating na show. Okay? Yan. So how much po, may mga tanong dito, bakit po kailangan ng tin? Ayaw ko ibigay. Ayaw ibigay yung tin.
Hi, Jaykin. Good evening. Ayaw ko po ibigay. Actually, TIN is one of the most important and must no, na requirement natin when opening a mutual fund. So it also works in the stock market. So once we open an account, this is a requirement na po talaga. So we really cannot question because yun nga it's a protocol of the provider.
Yeah, so because guys, yung mga mutual funds, stock market, no, they're regulated talaga, no, in the Philippines, no. So kailangan talaga may mga ganyang requirements, no. We need to comply, of course,
Yeah.
sa government. No? And actually, ano naman yan parang win-win for both of us, no? So something happens sa mga investments natin, merong tayong tatakbuhan, no? So that's the difference, guys, no, pag sa crypto and sa yung mga ini-investa natin sa crypto, sa NFTs, no. Most of the time they are not regulated, no. So if ever may tumakbo or ng scam, no, ang hirap, no, sasabihin lang sa'yo ng SEC, ng mga regulatory bodies, hindi sila registered, hindi nila alam kung sino yung mga yun. So that's one thing na yung benefit niya, no. So yan, thank you po sa pagsagot.
Tsaka ano naman sir yung mga companies naman natin, they also have data privacy. So all the details that you are sharing to that company, so they are treating it confidential. So no worries naman regarding that. So kung saan kayo nag-open ng account, so doon lang din po yung details ninyo, no? So they are not sharing it to everybody.
Yan. So may tanong dito from, sabi ni Macho, good eyes to stock market. Si Tupe, ang from Facebook, ang tanong niya, how much po minimum investment monthly? And siguro pasagot, siguro add ko na lang din is how much is minimum, no, to open an account sa stock market, to invest, no? And yun nga, how much din yung minimum to invest monthly?
Okay. So, good question, no, sir? Kasi dito naman talaga tayo nag-uumpisa so that we can see kaya ba natin or hindi. But I can really assure you na kayang-kaya mo. Because investing in a mutual fund, you can start for as low as 1,000 pesos. And with the online stock trading platform that we have in Rampver, you can also open a stock trading account for as low as 1,000 pesos. So, yun naman siya. So, kumbaga parang wala ka ng dahilan para hindi pa makapag-open ng account kasi ganun na siya ka-affordable. And for mutual funds, like let's say, if yung plan mo talaga is really to invest regularly, minimum investment for mutual fund po is as low as 500 pesos. And for the online stock trading naman, if you have an account, actually you can add how much, kahit gaano kalaking amount man nyo, kasi yun nga parang you have wallet naman in that stock market wherein you can buy shares of the companies that you want. So ganun na po siya kamura, Sir Tupe. So I think you can in a way, start instantly, right away,
1,000, no?
opening your account. Yes,
So,
1,000 pesos na lang.
magkano lang, isang t-shirt lang yata yun eh. Mas mahal pa yung mga cellphone or ano, di ba? So, 1,000 to start, guys,
Totoo.
no? And then, if ever, magkano yung minimum monthly, ma'am? 1,000 din? Pwede? Or 2,000, ganun.
Actually, minimum natin for additional investments is as low as 500.
Grabe. So,
Yes.
siguro, sabihin natin 1,000, that's 33
Yes,
pesos a day,
1,000 na.
guys, no? Oo,
Diba?
33 pesos a day, no? So, ganun ka. So, wala talagang excuse eh. Sabi niya. Tapos,
Baka ano na lang to, lunch out niya lang to, okay na yung
Oo.
1,000. So mag-skip ka muna ng lunch out mo every month so that you can add 1,000
kumbaga sa
pesos.
crypto, isang mint lang to ng character sa mga games natin. Magkano ba yung mga character sa Axie? Magkano yung isang Axie, di ba? Sa mga games na nilalaro, sa mga tools natin, sobrang mamahal na ito. So, that's why it's very important, no? Alam ko na you guys, no, gusto nyo talaga crypto NFT. But, syempre, galing ako sa stocks din, doon ako nag-start that. Kaya gusto ko rin i-share sa inyo, no? And you need to diversify talaga your investments din, no? Kasi sobrang risky, no? Pag lahat nasa crypto and nasa NFT. And
Totoo.
yan yung ano natin. So,
actually, the advantage also, just want to add Sir Laurent, no? The advantage also of investing in mutual funds or in stock companies, kasi yun nga if you will be starting local, so these companies are just here. So you can go there anytime if you want to check and if you want to see what's happening, but you can really see that something's going on, that there is business. And yun nga ang maganda naman sa mga business natin na ganito, yung meron kang makakausap, that if anything will going to happen, meron kang matatakbuhan that you can ask someone, sino bang pwede kong kausapin, sino yung pwede kong puntahan, like how am I going to do this, do that, ganyan.
Yun. So, yun yung maganda doon eh. And maganda, meron ka talaga. Like ko sinasabi sa kanila, Miss Kim, no, na sige, you can earn, no? Kasi yung NFT games, you can earn daily, no? And sabi ko nga, and then, of course, you have to prepare, no? Hindi naman forever din talaga, no? Hindi naman baka tamarin ka na rin maglaro, no? Or matroma ka, di ba? So, kailangan mo mag-prepare for your future, no? That's dun papasok si stock market. So you have your short-term goals, no? Ito yung pwede mong kitain. Sige, you could go big, pwede kang kumita ng malaki sa crypto, NFT at the short term, pero dapat meron ka ring plano for your long term. So dun din papasok yung stock market, di ba?
Yes.
Yan, so sige, may mga tanong dito. Is there a minimum amount that can be invested? Yun, 1,000.
1,000 pesos na lang, Nikki.
To open, tapos to add, siguro 500. Pero maganda 1,000 na rin or more, no? Kasi kung 1,000, 33 pesos a day lang yun, guys, no?
We're not going to limit na to 500. 1,000 na daw ang minimum, sabi ni Sir Laurent.
Kasi magkano yung pag nag-gas fee kami sa games, ang mahal ng mga gas fee eh. So, how to obtain TIN pag student? Pwede na ba pag student, ma'am?
Yes, pwede na. Pwede na mag-open ng account yung student, but they have to have TIN. But good thing is, the BIR is giving TIN to students as long as they can apply, and the purpose is for investment purposes.
Nice. Yun. So, pwede guys, napunta lang kayo sa inyong respective district office ng BIR. Madali lang naman kumuha ng TIN, no? So,
super.
Yeah.
So kahit student ka pa, you can already start your investing journey. Especially this pandemic, ang daming students nag-open kasi nga 'di ba, naging social na lahat. So everything is in Facebook, it is in Instagram, ganon. So since yung mga tao nasa social media na din, so lagi nakikita nila yung ganon. So maraming mga estudyante ang nag-open. Though may medyo lang, parang hassle lang before magkuha ng TIN, but this time na pwede nang makalabas, I think it would be easier.
Yeah. Is there anong mobile app, ma'am? May mobile app ba for trading, like yung my ano ba meron? My Trade meron ba? Mobile app?
Yes. So My Trade, the platform that we have, no? My Trade and You Trade, meron silang mobile app. So you can actually trade while using your phone na. So yun naman ang maganda.
Yun. So ito sa IPO, I'm not familiar with this one, no? Familiar ka ba dito sa IPO?
Actually, not really familiar with the IPO. Pero Yeah, actually, Matthew, if you can send me an email at kim.sayo@rampver.com, I'll try to get back to you on that.
Yan. So, email niyo lang si
Uh,
ma'am, no? Siguro we could flash, ano mo email? For
okay,
the
so
account opening, if you want more details, no, si Miss
yeah,
Kim, no,
so
tutulungan
yeah,
tayo. Sila rin tumulong sa akin no, nung nag-open ako ng aking mutual
uh,
fund accounts, no. Ayan.
yeah.
So,
So I can share my
yan. Yan. So, kimsayo
ayan. So
at
you can
Rampver.
send me an email for
Mm,
those questions no that I can answer you right away. So I'll try to
mm,
get back to you on that.
Then if you want to start na rin guys, no, as low as
Yes, of
1,000,
course.
email nyo lang si Miss Kim and kailangan ba ano ma'am, present magkita kayo or anything or
Physically,
we
no
can
naman, no. We can do everything online actually. We can
yeah,
just set a Zoom meeting if you want to know further details about it. And
yeah.
for the application requirements, actually, we can do via email na lang. Kung matapos na natin mag-comply yung requirements, ipapadala na lang yung physical documents but it's for compliance. At least you already have your own account na.
Oh, guys, no. It's better yung mga kita nyo sa NFT. So,
Doon yun na
safeguard nyo rin,
ipasok.
no? Safeguard nyo rin, no? Safeguard nyo rin some of your earnings, no? Kasi
Totoo.
kesa naman katulad na ito, kesa ma-rug pull, ito siya na-rug pull siya or nalugi ng 50K sa BSC. No? So,
Oh.
kasi ma'am, ang dami. Recently, ang daming mga tumatakbong
Mhm.
NFT projects, yung mostly taga-ibang bansa. So, ano, mag-i-invest kami, mga Pinoy, mga Pilipino, or ibang lahi rin nag-i-invest. Tapos, ang daming reasons eh. So, it's either,
Totoo.
so, it's better to have ano rin, other income, no? Other
Totoo naman
investment, no?
talaga. Yeah, the key as always is really to diversify, no? To allocate your assets. So not just, yun nga laging kanina pa inuulit ni Sir Laurent that do not just put every assets that you have in NFT or in crypto. There are a lot of assets that you can put like yun nga, with the stock market, with the mutual funds, with the fixed income. There are a lot of assets that you can put your kumbaga parang there are a lot of securities na that you can put your assets into. So, for if you have any question and you want to start discovering those assets, discovering those securities, just send me an email at kim.sayo@rampver.com and I'll be more than willing to help you out.
Yun. So, si player 1, can you do the process, ma'am? Siguro, ano lang, mabilisang ano lang, how can they, yung application process online, no? Na appearance for
Okay.
investments.
Yes, actually, online na lang lahat. So, as I shared earlier, so these are just the requirements needed for you to push through your account opening. So, valid ID, your TIN, fill out an account opening form. Opening form, I just need to email that to you and you can fill it out online. So, good thing is that we have partner companies that they are digitally enabled already. So, you don't need to fill out the form to print and fill out the form, so you can just fill it out digital and send it to us for checking so that we can process once complete, no? So we can do it
Yan.
online, sir. Player 1. Wala pa pangalan.
Yan.
So yeah, we can do it online.
Yan. So, bakit di ko po nakita to nung may bakan pa ako yung nag-i-invest na. Oo nga, sayang. No? That's why, kaya gusto rin natin mag-ganito. Actually, yun yung mga nakukuha kong comments no, before. No, napag-uusapan tong investing at early stage, no, at early years. No, sayang talaga. No? That's why, the best investment is, kailan ba? The best time to invest no, is yesterday.
It's really yesterday.
Oh, the next best time is now. So, nalaman nyo na.
I agree.
So, you should, pwede pa rin kayo mag-NFT, no? But, like what I'm doing, guys, no? So, hinahati natin para pag something went wrong dun sa kabila, at least you have something meron ka pa rin matitira, okay? So, VUL, ma'am, can you elaborate what's VUL siguro?
Ayan.
Basic lang.
For the VUL naman, so this is also like other people are considering this as an investment because yes, it is an investment, but mainly ako I would position VUL as a protection kasi yun nga we all know that VUL is a combination of like you have an insurance and you have a fund value on our investments on the side. But ako, I'm not going to in a way rely the growth of the growth of my assets or my money, in VUL, because I am positioning it as life insurance or as a protection, but yeah, so you can consider that also, you can include that naman, as long as, lalo na kapag bata pa, so the better also if they could get a VUL, because after, in the long run, the value also of the investments, in a VUL would also grow.
Yan. Si Jaikin. Okay. So, if I want to put my
Romel.
value somewhere like Pill Equity, do I go to Pill Equity or do I consult a company like Rampver?
Actually, you can either do both. You can go
Yeah.
directly to Phil Equity, or you can go through Rampver. But the good thing is that, bakit ka pa pupunta kay Phil Equity kung sila lang yung makakausap mo? While going to
Yun.
Rampver, you can already get in touch with other companies, mutual fund companies that we have, while just talking to
Sige
one
mo.
person.
Pakita
So,
natin yung mga partner natin. So guys, so that's why
okay.
ako, for all my financial needs, no, isang isang tao lang kausap mo. That's the benefit of
Yes.
uh, yan. So, ang
Ayan.
dami niyan guys. So nakita niyo naman, kilala niyo yung
Yes.
iba dyan. Diba?
Yeah, so Phil Equity is also there. So First Metro, PhilAm, Sun Life, Atram, and Soldivo, So ako, like, kung there are a lot of investors also asking, Miss Kim, saan ba mas magandang pumunta? Like, go directly with the mutual fund provider or kay Rampver? So sabi ko, ma'am, either way naman, you can do both. If you want to go directly to Phil Equity, you can do that. If you want to go through Rampver, pwede din naman po. Kasi in terms of rates, same din naman eh. Parang, I think,
Same
we
lang.
are in a way in an advantage, because yun nga, you're just talking to one person, but you can have access to all these companies, not just in mutual funds, not just in stock trading, but also with life, non-life, healthcare, and SME loans.
So yan, no? Yan,
So
may
take a
mga
screenshot
care.
of, yes,
Yan, may mga
take a
care,
screenshot
yan.
of the partner companies that we have, and maybe later on you need something for your parents, for your friends, or maybe for yourself also. Then you can get it in Rampver.
Yan. So, yan. This is this is financial advice na ba? Kasi before, when I do reviews sa mga crypto, I always have disclaimers eh. So, not a financial advice, no? Pero ito, siguro, financial advice na to kasi these are, guys, regulated na to mga to eh, di ba?
Yes.
So, we can go after these companies, no? If something happens, no? So,
Totoo.
tsaka legit na tong mga to talaga. And sa
Yes.
Philippines naman to eh. So, yan, sabi ni Richard, valid ID rin po ba ang vaccination card?
So,
Hindi ba?
sorry, Sir Richard, hindi po eh.
Vaccination card, no? So, ayan. So, may
Nakapagpa-booster
questions
ka
pa
na
kayo,
ba,
guys? So,
Sir Richard?
yan. So, I'm sure dapat, no, may mga questions kayo. Some of you were asking how to start. Kaya ito, napilitan na tayong talagang gumawa ng webinar, no? For this one, no? And again, siguro, Miss Kim, can you flash your email ulit, no? Sa mga,
Okay.
yung mga manonood ng replay. Kasi, biglaan lang din schedule din natin, no? So, ayan. So, sa mga makapanood ng replay, please email Miss Kim, no? Wala pa bang booster, sabi ni Richard. Yun. So guys, no, as low as 1,000 pesos, and it's up to you actually, no, kung anong mutual fund, no, dun sa mga partner companies
Yes.
ng Rampver, no. So pwede kayong mamili if you want. Can we explain briefly, ma'am? Let's go back to the partners, no. Can you explain briefly lang para at least malaman nila ano ba yung mga differences nung, kasi para magulat sila, ang dami nung ang dami nung companies eh. So yan, we have mutual funds, no? Ito yung you are indirectly investing in the stock market, guys, no? So ano to stock market din yung mutual funds, no? Pero indirectly, no? May fund manager ka talaga diyan, no? So talaga maglalagay ka rin ng pera, sila na bahala mag-manage ng fund mo. So you can choose what mutual funds, no? Kung pwede kayo magpa-recommend kay Miss Kim, or you can do your own research kung anong mutual fund gusto nyo. So, and for stock trading naman, if you want to go directly, kayo mismo bibili ng shares, yan yung mga partners. So, My Trade, You Trade, and we have also COL, no? COL Financial. So, yan. pwede rin yun. Kung kayo yung pipili talaga ng mga stocks na bibili nyo, like Jollibee, Ayala. But kung gusto niyo naman na may fund manager na magmamanage, so go for mutual funds, no? Para kung wala na
Yes.
kayong gustong intindihin pa. And
Which is
for
you can
life
do both naman.
yeah, you can do both, no? So for life insurance, ito of course, you need to be protected as well, no? Especially hindi natin masabi, no, pag may nangyari sa atin. So that's life insurance, no? So we have AXA, Insular Film, MB, Generali, and Sun Life, no? So again,
Yes.
you can ask Miss Kim kung ano yung nararapat para sa inyo for in terms of life insurance, no? Ano ba yung
Yes.
basic ano nito, ma'am? How much ba yung kailangan natin? Basic amount na kailangan ma-cover, no?
Ako when I have my work during that first year mismo, since yun nga, I'm also a breadwinner and I'm also a parang only daughter. So, dalawa lang kami ng mom ko. So, sabi ko, that's one of the most important thing talaga na kailangan meron ako. So that if anything that will happen to me, my mom is covered. Alam mo yun, parang hindi naman siya mapag-iwanan ng utang or whatsoever, ganun. So, actually, as low as 1 million pesos, you could already got yourself covered. And then later on, as you have work at meron ka ng malaking income, and you can add naman, no? So, pero at least the bare minimum, have at least 1 million pesos coverage life insurance.
Yan. So, ayun guys, no? So, syempre, pag something happens, wag naman sana, yan yung fire extinguisher, di ba? Na dapat meron ka, pero ayaw mong gamitin, di ba?
Totoo.
So, yan. Parang spare tire din yung mga ganun. So, ganyan yung comparison. So, we need life insurance, no? Especially pag something happens, lalo pag breadwinner ka, no? Ayaw mo naman, umiiyak na sila sa'yo, umiiyak pa sila sa utang, di ba? So, that's the reality, di ba?
Totoo.
So, you want to give, especially nga pag breadwinner ka, somehow, meron silang makaka-survive pa rin yung naiwan mo, no? So, we have non-life insurance as well. So, ako, kakakuha ko lang, ma'am, no, sa kotse ko, di ba?
Yeah.
Yan. So, sa kotse ko, kailangan yan. Car insurance, no, fire insurance, and insurance.
Travel,
no?
also there.
Yan, travel insurance, meron din dyan. So, again, you can pick. That's one good thing, no? Yun nga, sa Rampver. So, kayo mo pwede pa rin, no, mamili kung anong product yung gusto nyo, no? So, but again, you can always ask for advice, no? So, at the end of the day, kayo pa rin magde-decide din naman. And we have healthcare. Yan, importante ngayon yan, di ba?
Totoo.
So,
ito yung laging hanap na ng mga tao sa ngayon. Na
sa
dati
pandemic,
binabaliwala nila.
Oo, dati binabaliwala to. But yan, we have MaxiCare, Medicard, PhilCare, Pacific Cross. So, malalaking company naman to, guys. I'm sure kilala nyo itong mga
They're known also in the industry.
Yeah. So, you can ask for Miss Kim, no? Kung ano yung mga differences siguro. Ayan. So, sabi ni Sir Matthew, ano pong pagkakaiba ng stocks, bonds, and mutual funds? Nag-email na po ako ngayon para gusto niya matry na mag-invest daw, no? Sabi ni
Okay. I'll
Sir
try to get
Matthew.
back to you after this or early tomorrow,
Yan. Yan yung yan. So basically, sagutin ko na ito, magkakaiba ng stocks. Stocks is different, no? Stocks equity yan eh. Bonds is ito yung pautang, no? Like there are two ways kasi for a corporation, guys, to raise capital eh. It's either through issuance of bonds, ito yung utang, or issuance of equities, no? Ito yung stocks. And ayun, basically that's it. May mga big companies minsan kahit gobyerno, 'di ba, nag-i-issue ng bonds, no? To get capital.
Sila nga yung lagi.
Sila yung lagi
nag-i-issue because they want to build capital.
Yeah, nagbibigay ng interest and return. So, pero technically for investments, mas safe po ang bonds, no?
Yes. So those are for conservative investor na ayaw talaga nilang expose sa risk, ganun. So we can put it into bonds. But then yun nga parang as I was saying earlier, we always have to go back to our goals. Yes, kahit sabihin natin na yes, conservative ka, pero like let's say, kung ang goal mo pala is long term, pero dahil conservative ka, nag-stick ka to bonds. So dahil nga low, parang in terms of return, hindi ganun kataas, ganun. The reasonable pa din, pero hindi mo din ma-achieve yung potential growth talaga ng pera mo in the future.
Yan. So, yung mutual funds naman is the way of it's a fund management yan of funds, no? So, again, kung ayaw mong dumiretso mag-invest sa stock market, no, you could try mutual funds. So, indirectly nag-i-invest ka na rin diyan. So, may fund manager na mag-handle ng funds mo. So yan.
Totoo.
So si Miss Maria Angelica, proud ka Rampver Financial.
Hi,
Support sila sa iyo,
ka-RFF!
mama. Support sila sa iyo. Sila Sir Mark nandyan, no?
Hi, Sir
So,
Mark!
sila si Sir Romel, Fire Insurance. Fire Insurance sa bahay,
Yes. Sa bahay, sa
sa
business,
sa
gano'n.
business. Ako meron akong fire insurance sa business ko kasi natatakot ako pag i-inventaryo kasi, no? So, yan.
Oh. Mm-mm.
So,
So, importante
yan.
yon, lalo na pag mga
Sabi ni Miss,
sunog.
yan. Oo nga, who knows, no? Yan, sabi
Yan.
ni Miss.
What's good
What?
about stock funds is that for as low as 1,000 pesos, your money will automatically be diversified and invested into 30 different listed companies. Agree, Miss Jong. So, yun naman ang
Yan.
pinakamaganda, you know? One of the favorite benefit of investing into mutual funds kasi your money is really automatically diversified. So, for as low as 1,000 pesos, you have investments to, like let's say, we have Ayala, we have SM, BPI, BDO. So kahit sabihin natin 1,000 lang yon, na minimize na nila yung risk by not putting it into one security, but you can now maximize the earning potential because you have assets allocated into different companies.
Yun.
Thank you so much for that, Miss Jung.
Yan, thank you so much, no? So, okay po, salamat sa pagsagot. SLP to the moon, no? So, yung Axie yan eh. So wala po tayo SLP dito na binibenta, no? More on stocks tayo ngayon, mutual funds, no? So, ayun guys, no? Maybe Miss Kim, more than mag-iisip ka lahating oras na rin, no? But thank you so much, no?
Thank you.
For being with us. I'm sure may mga iba rito, sabi nila manonood sila na replay. So can we flash again your contact email?
Yeah, sure.
So, yan, para at least
so it is. So for those of you who have questions on how you
yan.
can start with the mutual funds, investing in mutual funds, or starting the journey in stock market, you can send me an email, kim.sayo@rampver.com, and I'll get back to you.
Yan. So guys, no? So ayan yung request nyo na we talk about stock market, about investing in mutual funds, no? Ito na. So hopefully, no, you take action, no? Again, sayang naman. Again, as low as 1,000, no?
Yes.
I'm sure a lot of you are spending a lot, no, in NFTs, cryptocurrencies, no? And it's better talaga to diversify your assets, no? For at least na something happens, no, in crypto, you still have your kumbaga funds pa din, no, na hindi ka mauubos talaga yung investments nyo. Okay? So siguro Miss Kim, any last words for our audience tonight? Thank you so much, Miss Kim.
Thank you, Sir Laurent, for inviting me, of course, no? And for everyone, so what I can really say is that, yun nga, laging inuulit ni Sir Laurent kanina that his audience is around 20s to 30s. So no matter how young you are, pwede naman tayong mag-YOLO eh. We can really enjoy the present that we have, but we really have to have that mindset that we want to achieve something in the future. And we can start preparing for it today. So kung ngayon mo lang to narinig, ngayon ka lang nagkaroon ng idea about mutual funds, then you can start. You can take action in what you learned, no? So that's the good thing. And again, everyone, for those who are interested to start their journey, to start their investment journey, start opening their mutual fund account, so please feel free to email us and we'll be more than willing to help you. So this is not just limited to me. I have ka-RFF here also in YouTube, no, in a comment section, who is more than willing to help you. So it's not just me. I have the whole Rampver family backing me up on this. So yeah, so that's it for today. Thank you so much and stay safe, guys.
Thank you so much, Miss Kim. Thank you sa Rampver team.
You.
Sila Miss Jung, maraming salamat. Ayan, so maraming salamat po sa inyo, sa mga nanonood in Facebook at in YouTube, no? Maraming salamat. Yan, sabi ni Joselito. Thank you, Ma'am Kim.
You're welcome.
Yan, thank you so much. No? Thank you so much, guys. Stay safe. God
Thank you,
bless. And
everyone.
so again, email nyo lang si Miss Kim, no? Or yan. So pag may mga concerns, email nyo si Miss Kim. Pag mag-invest na kayo. Basta
Sure.
mag-start na kayo, para
Yes.
uh,
Thank you so much.
nalaman ko sana ito bago tumalpak ragdoll. So, yung mga nalugi. But again, it's never too late, bro, JK, no? It's never too late. Maganda, meron ka rin dito. It's still, you could risk naman, no? You still could
Yes.
risk some of your money in NFTs pa rin and crypto. But again, maganda talaga meron ka pa rin mga ganitong investment para safe pa din, no? So,
Yes.
I mean, investing in Ayala, investing in Jollibee, di ba? In SM. So, somehow, safe pa din yan compared sa mga crypto natin. But again, pwede pa naman din, no? At, kaya nga sinasabi natin, invest only what you can afford to lose po pag crypto. So, anything can happen. Okay? Thank you so much, guys.
Thank you,
Yun.
everyone.
Thank you, sabi ni Tupe. Thank you from Facebook. Thank you.
Thank you, Sir Tupe.
Thank you, guys. Stay safe. God bless.